Hey guys, usually I do videos that are basically, a lot of poker, and I've been doing a lot of poker lately. This video, sometimes I'll do motorcycles, sometimes I'll do doing modifications on motorcycles, sometimes I'll do cars, sometimes I'll do different stuff. And I'm taking a break from poker on this particular video to talk about the new C7. The car you see behind me is my baby. I just bought it. It's an absolutely gorgeous car. The horsepower is amazing. The looks, you can tell, are amazing. The only thing I have a complaint on as far as anything is the seats. The seats could be more comfortable. As far as such an expensive car with all the bells and whistles, you would think they'd have more comfortable seats. The Camaro is way more comfortable, to be honest with you, but I'm thinking down the road I might just figure out how to mount some Camaro seats in this thing because it's perfect in every way except for the seats. So, and if you're a passenger, you better not be a bigger person because it's kind of tight for the driver, but for the passenger, it's very tight. But besides that, I mean, look at the thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a ton of horsepower. I think it's 460, 400 and some pound-feet of torque. Yeah, it's just a beautiful car. So anyway, what I'm going to go through in this particular video is talk about all the goods and the bads, all the positives and negatives about this particular car, all the little quirks and features, all the little things that you need to know that I had a hard time figuring out because it's got so many little gadgets that I could see my dad having a really hard time. He probably couldn't even start the car because it's just so complicated and so computerized and all the little bells and whistles. But honestly, if you figure it out and you set it up, it's just really cool. It'll do things like record as you're going down the road. It'll record things. It'll save your settings as far as the seat position, the radio position, the heated, the cooled seats. You could fire it up and say, okay, I want the top down and I want to have the cooled seats turned on and I want the cameras going and all kinds of different stuff. It's got a million different features and it's just sweet as hell. So I'm going to go through a short little video here and go through a little walk around. And then I'm going to go ahead and talk about all the little features. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you own a C7 or another Camaro and you want to say hi and talk about Camaros or whatever you want to do, just go ahead and feel free to comment below. And please make sure you subscribe. I do a lot of poker. I also do some cars. I do some motorcycles. And it's funny, as popular as the poker stuff is, and as much as time and effort as I put into that, to be honest, all the car and bike stuff gets a lot more hits. So anyway, enjoy and be sure to subscribe.
She come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out. Blackbird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, blacked out, black everything, black everything, all black everything.
This is the C7 Corvette, as Doug would say. Doug DeMiro, I'm talking about. I am going to do a quick review here on my new C7 and tell you what I love and what could be improved. As you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful car. The problem with black, of course, is it gets dirty too easy, but whatever. Nothing looks better than black. Period. So, one of the quirks, one of the things I think is they can make easier is all the gadgets on it are kind of difficult to figure out. And I could see my dad never being able to drive this car because all the quirks are so difficult. One of the things to start the car, you would think you would just hold the start button and it would start. No. What you got to do is press this twice and then hold that down to start the car if you wanted to remote start it. So you have to push that twice and push that. Same thing with the convertible top. You have to push the block twice and then hold that down to open the top. You can't close the top for some reason. You can only open it. So that's just kind of a little quirk. No big deal, but a lot of these things you just have to hold the button down here to open it up.
A lot of these things you just have to read the owner's manual. You'd be lost if you don't have an owner's manual in this car. The other thing I don't like is the seats are very uncomfortable. For me, I have a bad hip. What I did to help with that, and it helped a lot, was there's a bolster here. Like these side bolsters, you can actually have looser or tighten up more. And that's an option on the LT3 package, or 3LT, whatever it's called. And so I loosen up this bolster and I put this in. The problem with that is when you're sitting, this is with the seat all the way down, and I am not a tall guy. I'm only 5'6", and you can see already that you're just getting this is kind of getting in the way a little bit. So I would like to be lower. So I'm looking into seeing what I can do if anything, to lower the seat an inch or so, and that would be great. Okay. One of the things I love is the memory seats, which is fantastic because it's a pain in the butt to get in and out of this car. So basically, when I go ahead and you can preset the steering wheel and the seat and everything else, and it's all the way back. And then when I go ahead and start the car, you can see everything moves into place. The radio goes on. The Bose stereo system, by the way, sounds amazing. I got the upgraded Bose stereo, and it kicks ass. The bass on it is just a really good system. And of course, you have your little. You can hide your stuff back there, which is kind of nice. And this has the cameras and navigation, all that stuff. Now the camera is very difficult to figure out. You can see there's the front of the car there, so I can see when I'm getting close to something. But the side cameras, I can't really tell. Like when you can see with the hood, it's such a big car, you really can't see. Like when I'm pulling in and I got back there, I got the trailer. Boy, I wish I could see better, and I wish it had like some warning signal on the side to say I'm getting close, because if I scratch this thing, oh my god, would I cry. And the camera's not very clear. I don't know, I cleaned it off. I don't know, it's just not as helpful as I hoped it would be. So anyway, go ahead and go to the menu here, and to figure everything out, it takes some time. I'm trying to think of what I could talk about here. Let me turn that down, because then YouTube will probably say, no, you can't do it. You got different settings for the gauges, which is pretty slick. And basically, it's all through the steering wheel here, if you want to know how that works. So you just push that over in there, see? And you got your different settings, and you can go options, and that's not it. I don't know, there's so much stuff here. I thought it was settings. You go with the different now there is in settings the speed option, like it'll turn around and tell you. You can see I got the heads up display as well, which is pretty nice. It'll tell you when you're going over the speed limit. I disabled that because I got tired of it always telling me, hey dude, you're going over the speed limit. It's like, yes, I know. I don't need you bugging me about that. Is it in info? See, I'm forgetting how I did this. Option. I thought it was in options. Options? No, disabled. Speed warning. Oh, there we go, display theme. So then you have these different display themes you can do. Now if you like that, if you're on the track, the tour mode, you get different stuff that can show. Sport mode. Just so you know, I did not realize this. I'm like, where the hell's the compass? I'd really like to know if I'm going north, south, east, or west. It is right down in the corner. See that little S? That means I'm heading south. So, FYI, I was like, it would be nice if I'm heading in the right direction. You'd think something with all these gadgets would have a compass on it, and it does. But but it's kind of hidden in the little corner there. You do have navigation. So on this, I do have navigation where it'll tell me and talk to me, and I can put in an address. You can speak and tell it an address as well. Let's go back to home. So you can put in the address. You've got performance data recorder, and you need an SDR card, and I ordered one. It's only like $10 for an SDR card. And why I like this is because I can have this thing running. I just need to get an SDR card, and it will turn around and record me like all going down the road and everything. So if there's an accident that ever happens, I have everything on video on an SDR card. So on an SD card. So if down the road, I get in an accident, God forbid, I hope I never do, I can show the cops exactly what happened here. It's all on camera. Or, I'd like to hit the recorder. I don't know if you can do it when you're away from the car, but if someone stole the car or something, I don't know if you'd have to get them walking towards the car. But it's kind of neat to have a recorder built into the car. And it's got cameras in the front and in the rear. Okay, now you got your little track settings. And honestly, I'm going to check out the rear caster of this car and do an alignment, because I feel like it gets a little squirrely, and I was told that yes, they do get squirrely because they're so powerful. But I just want to make sure it's not, the car can't be a little bit better so it's not so squirrely, because when you get on the gas, it's a little squirrely. Just because it's got a lot of power, and see if I can help out with that a little bit. It's a automatic. You got the manual shifter, you got the paddle shifters, which is kind of cool. I don't use it. I kind of used to driving on automatic when I want to gun it. I just push the gas down and it downshifts. I can do that just as easy controlling the throttle as I can with paddle shifters, but maybe if I took it to the track or something, I would use those. You can turn off the traction control, and then there is different settings. You can go to sport settings, track settings, eco settings. Now, one of the things that's pretty cool about this car is I believe you have to be in eco settings. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Weather is, it'll probably limit your power because you're driving on ice or something like that. Eco settings, this car will go down to 4 cylinders. So if you're driving along on the freeway with the cruise set, it'll go down to 4 cylinders. And this car is actually very good on gas, believe it or not. It's a 6.2 liter. It's fast as hell. 460 horsepower, I believe it is. 450 foot-pounds of torque. And it gets like 30 miles to the gallon on the freeway. 30 miles to the gallon, yes. And because it kicks into 4-cylinder mode. So it'll only run on 4 cylinders when you're cruising along. But as soon as you stomp on it, the computer knows that and it'll kick it back into 8. Pretty cool. So this thing does get actually good gas mileage. And it's a Corvette, a fast Corvette. Okay, I'm going to cover a couple of the things that I didn't like necessarily. One was the comfort of the seats. These are not comfortable seats. I fell in love with the car. I figured I'm going to do something about the seats. This cushion does help, like I said, and I'm going to see about lowering the seat so I am not sitting up as high. And the seat is all the way down. Good thing is it does have lumbar seats. It does have heated and cooled seats. People complained about how good the cooled seats are. I don't know. I've never owned cool seats before, but I feel it. It feels wonderful having air blowing up here. You know what? It feels good on a hot day. And one of the things I noticed is sitting in the passenger seat. I let my buddy Brian drive it. Yes, I was nervous. This, I don't understand the whole point of this. I guess it's to hold on if you're a passenger, but you're kind of cramped as a passenger. And I'm not the skinniest guy in the world, and I'm okay. I'm a little tight in the driver's seat, but I'm okay. In the passenger, I feel like I'm squished. Like I'm just, I don't know, man. It's tight. It would be nice to have Lambo doors on this, only because of the, not a lot of room here in the garage. I did put some things up there just in case I bump the door. And I will show you the engine real quick. Just so you know, the lever for the engine, you're like, where the hell is it? Where is it? It's way under there. You can't even see it. But it's there. There is a security system thing that automatically goes on. You could disable it if you wanted to. I don't know why on God's earth you would want to do that. You can adjust your HUD settings over here, your mirrors, and of course that's the convertible top, which hides very nicely underneath here, which I love when the new Camaros do that too. You can't even tell it's convertible. I mean, well, you can tell obviously there's no top, but it hides in there nicely. Looking at the engine. See, one of the complaints I have about the engine is it's just a boring piece of plastic that looks like shit, honestly. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a nice Corvette engine, but you know, I'm going to paint these. I think I'm going to paint these black. This would be nice to have chromed, but I think that stuff I'm going to do it myself. You can buy tops, you can buy pieces, but they're insanely expensive. Like, it's like $400 for these two pieces. Screw that. I can paint it myself. I know how to paint. Got the little Stingray logo. I'm going to figure out, how do I clean that? I have to clean that. That's a no-no. Dirt. No dirt. So the engine, you know. The other thing is it's all blacked out. And it's got the black wheels and everything else. But it's got a chrome strip on the front. I don't understand what GM was thinking there. Not really a fan. I'm going to black that out, obviously. And you know, new Camaros have a thing where it lets you know, even the 17s have a thing, if someone's in your blind spot, it'll warn you. There's little sensors on the car. For some reason, that doesn't, and you would think with all the bells and whistles it would. I guess it wasn't available on the Corvette. Kind of surprising. It'd be nice to have that. And now the hood, or excuse me, not the hood, the trunk. The one little complaint I do have about the trunk, ain't much room in here, boys and girls. Ain't much room. I couldn't even fit my little what is it called? Mobility scooter. It folds up and it's tiny, and it fits into every single trunk out there except for this trunk. I'm guessing it's because the convertible top is hidden right back in here. I'm guessing you would have room if you put the top up, but with the top down, yeah, you just don't have much room. I guess it's kind of typical of a Camaro, or excuse me, not Camaro, convertible. And of course, that automatically goes down. It's kind of cool. So yeah, I got the black wheels. I love. I'm not a fan of the red rotors, but I mean, I guess it looks all right. Something that's not black, but oh, that's got to be fixed. So I'm trying to think of something else here. One nice little thing I forgot to mention is not only the screen, but your glove box and your trunk and everything. This is all electronic. Everything's electronic. Even opening the glove box here, and your SD card is actually in there too. So when the car is locked, and let's say you have it locked and the top is down, you cannot open the glove box. It is mechanically locked and it's electronic. Same thing with the trunk. Same thing with everything. So if you leave something in the glove box or in the trunk, when the car's locked, even with the convertible top left down, you're fine. Everything is securely locked, which I do like that. Hey guys, I had to show you this. I plugged my phone in to just charge it, and it said, it always gives me this message, do you want to do the auto link with the car and stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm good. These are my icons on my, this is my phone. And I basically brought up my phone on this screen. So instead of having to touch the screen phone, I can do here. I'm guessing. Oh yeah, well, it's just taking a minute. How cool is that? My phone is on this screen. It put my phone, I don't know, it's not going back here. The menu. Oh, I don't know. Oh, is that it? Well, I don't know. But that's pretty cool. It put my phone on the screen. And that's pretty slick, man. Okay, a little quirk that I kind of don't like, but I guess it's to protect the engine, is, you know, you have 6,500 RPM as a red line. However, when you rev it up for people, it'll only go up to about 4. It won't go higher than that. I mean, if you really want to like impress people, I thought, you know, I wanted to rev it up for somebody. You can't. There's a limiter on it, and it won't let you. It looks like, yeah, it won't let you do more than that. Not a big deal, but if you think, hey, is the setting something wrong? No, that's just the way it is. It's set up so, yeah, if you go up to 6,500, and you know, it could be bad for your engine, so that's why GM put that in there. You got the OnStar. Now the OnStar is $30 a month. It goes like 25, 30, 35 or something like that. I think it's 30 a month to have the thing where if your car gets stolen, that you can turn around and it'll track. All you gotta do is push the little OnStar button, and basically it'll track for you the your car. So if it ever got stolen, they'll know where it is and they can contact the authorities. Now, I heard there's a way that thieves know how to disable the OnStar. So what I did is I got a little thing that I have hidden somewhere in the car, and I'm not going to tell you where it is. And basically, it's a little GPS navigator thing, and it's through. I'm not forgetting the name of it. I'll post a link down below where it is. But I got this little GPS system. It's like a little puck that you put on the car with a magnet on it, and basically, it's a GPS signal, and it'll tell you, looking on my phone, exactly where the car is. And then you can put a little electronic fence around it, where if your car leaves that fence, it'll set out an alarm warning on your phone to say, hey, your car's moved from place. So I have that in addition to the OnStar. So they can disable the OnStar, the thieves can't, thinking that, hey, they'll never know where the car is. No, I will know where the car is. So don't do it, because and don't break into my garage, because I own a gun and I will use it. So I'll probably get in trouble for saying that on YouTube, but yeah, this is a beauty. And I had a Camaro stolen right out front, and right after that I put cameras out front. I got a motion sensor up on the garage there. I put things in front of the door. And actually, when I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to get a club and lock the garage door and do some other things too, to make sure this baby doesn't get stolen, because my Camaro got stolen right out in front of me. So in broad daylight, these thieves had the balls to do that. So live and learn to do extra things to make sure this one isn't stolen. One more thing is, this has a built-in into the visor, a remote control garage door opener, and it's built right into the visor, and you can program it with your garage door. Push the button. You see? My garage door is closing. Another additional little gadget. As if it didn't have enough already. That is kind of nice. I wasn't able to get the other transmitter to work to lower the top. Maybe I got a bad transmitter, so I'm going to try it again. Yeah, I think it must be a bad transmitter. See how the top works. Ooh, back in place. Takes a little while, but beep beep. And last tip, don't do this at home. Don't eat peanut butter inside your new Corvette. Not a good idea.